She has fur. Not soft fur. Not something that belongs to anything warm. It crawls along her outline in slow waves, like static given patience. They said the experiment was going to change lives. They said that like it was a gift, like it wasn't a sentence. All I saw was white, a room so clean it didn't feel like a place. No corners that held shadow, no seams in the floor. The light didn't come from anywhere I could point to. It just existed, pressed flat onto everything until my eyes felt rubbed raw. They hadn't given me a chair. I'd been on my feet since they walked me in, and my legs already knew something I didn't. In the center sat a pedestal, smooth and waist-high, with one matte black button on top, perfectly round, perfectly ordinary. One word printed on it in small, clean letters: plexus. Like an elevator emergency button that had gotten lost and ended up somewhere it had no business being. The only other thing identifiable in the room was the door. Not the whole door, just a small rectangle of glass set into it. Eye level, the only proof the world still had an outside. She stood there, framed by it. Dr. Howden. Blonde hair pinned back tight. Pale brows, the bright clean face people get when they sleep regular hours and believe in what they do. Her uniform was gray with a thin blue stripe at the collar. Everything covered in a standard lab coat. Calm posture. Calm that is either kindness or practice. Her voice came through the intercom. There is a radioactive presence in the room. It does nothing until you press the button. I stared at the button, and then it has a 50% chance of activating. It might still do nothing, it might also kill you instantly. I waited for her to soften it. She didn't. Will, I muttered, will I feel it? Theoretically, no. You won't see it, hear it, or feel it. A pause. But observers outside may register something. That's the point. I looked at her through the glass. She looked back. Patient. Like this was going exactly how she wanted. My fingers hovered over the button. It didn't hum. It didn't glow. Tap. Nothing. No flash. No heat. No collapse. The room stayed white, stubborn and blank. My heartbeat didn't even pause. That is consistent, Dr. Howden said again. Tap. Nothing. Maybe I'm tapping it too lightly. Hold, she said, scribbling something. Again. I almost laughed. The sound that came out wasn't quite laughter. Tap. Nothing changed in the room. But when I glanced back to Dr. Howden, there was something different about her uniform. The cut was identical. The badge set in the same place. The collar strip was still there. But the colors were wrong. Deep green where gray had been. Pale yellow where blue had been. My whole body went cold. Your clothes, I said louder than I meant to. She blinked. My what? Your uniform. They were gray. Now they're green. Her eyes narrowed, but she didn't look alarmed. Interesting. I'm not imagining it. No, she said. This is what I have been wearing all day. I felt my heart beat once. Too loud. Since internship even. Internship? Like my memory was the thing malfunctioning. My mouth tasted like metal. My hands would not stop shaking. I tapped it again, needing the world to behave. Nothing changed. She stayed in green and yellow. Blonde hair still pinned, face still clean and certain. The relief hit hard enough to come out as a sound. Okay. It's random. It's just... Hold, she said. Her voice sharpened in my ear. What are you... This is the first attempt. I stared at her. What? This is attempt 1, but I've pressed it 4 times already. She looked at me through the glass like she could see my version of time and simply didn't recognize it. You believe you did. My hand moved away. Angry now. Terrified now. Tap. The uniform stayed green and yellow. The badge stayed in the same spot. The posture stayed calm. But the person wearing it was a man. Same blonde hair, cut shorter. Same pale brows. Same sharp, bright eyes. The same face, reshaped. Like someone took her and flipped a single decision and let everything else carry over. Where is Dr. Howden? The word scraped out of me. The man leaned towards the glass. When he spoke, it was the same voice I'd been hearing all day, just dropped a half register, like it had fallen into a different body without complaint. I am Dr. Howden. I backed away from the pedestal. My knees buckled and I hit the floor, scrambling back until my shoulders met nothing, because the room offered nothing to brace against. What the fuck is going on? Interesting, he said, soft and pleased. I lunged back and hit the button. Press. The white room became blue. Shit. Press. My finger hit until the skin numbed. I hit air. Looked down. A lever, slim and angled where the button had been. My hand wrapped around it before I decided to. I pulled. The glass went dark. No doctor. No face. No proof of outside. Just brightness beyond it. Thick and colorless, pressing against the boundary like something that had been waiting a long time. I couldn't stop. Let me out. Pull. My arm burned with it. My whole body shaking, like the only way to stay alive was to keep making the world move first, to keep being the one who moved it. Let this end. Pull. I heard myself making sounds, not words, just breath tearing out wrong. My throat raw. My eyes couldn't find anything to hold on to. The room blinked colors that had no names. The floor became angles. I looked down and the lever was gone. A smooth, blank panel where it had been. My palm hit it anyway. Smash. The panel split into a seam, into a hump, into nothing. The room tried to swallow its own mechanism whole. Smash. I tried to count. I couldn't hold the next number in my head. I hit it anyway, and again. At some point, I stopped being someone who counted. I don't know what came after. I tried again. The next number still wouldn't come. Time might have passed. It doesn't feel like something that happened to me, so much as something that happened around me while I was busy pressing. When I look down, my hands don't look like hands. Not wrong in a way I can name. Wrong in a way that makes naming feel like a game children play and then forget. I had fingers once. I'm almost sure of it. The shape of my own thumb. The memory keeps starting and never finishing. I don't know how many. I don't know what I look like. I stopped being able to picture it somewhere back in the pressing. Now when I try, I get nothing. just a smear where a person used to be. The room is every color at once, folding over itself. No walls, not really. No floor, not exactly. Just shifting planes that rearrange whenever I blink. Color fracturing into patterns, into texture, into something I can almost taste but can't speak. Sometimes the floor is a sound. Sometimes I breathe out and something comes out with it that isn't air, trailing off into the kaleidoscope and dissolving before I can look at it properly. The door is a light, a hard rectangle of it, too bright to look at directly, too definite to ignore. Like the room kept one boundary, just to have something to hold me over. And the doctor is still there. She hasn't changed much, not recently, not for longer than I know how to measure. That's what I tell myself. I hold it like it means nothing. She has fur, not soft fur, not something that belongs to anything warm. It crawls along her outline in slow waves, like static given patience. Like a coat sewn from the ideas of a cat. It catches the colors of the room and twists them into something that moves like it's alive and feels like it isn't. I gag. Nothing comes up. My throat tries anyway. And the ears, high on her head, too neat, too precise, twitching. The only thing left that still looks like intention. They are the most horrifying things I have ever seen. I know that clearly. Even now. Even with everything else unclear. Horrifying. The word still works. It's one of the last ones that does. She watches me through the light where the door used to be. The same way she watched me at the start of this. Whenever that was. Patient. Fascinated. Like I am still just a result that might come out clean if she waits long enough. She has looked like this for longer than I know. She is the most familiar thing left. I don't know how long I have been here. I've lost the number, and I've lost the shape of the days, and I've lost, I think, several things I don't know the names of anymore. I only know I've been tired of standing for a long, long while now. Hello everyone, CreepypastaTime here. Thanks for listening to tonight's story. If you enjoyed tonight's story, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. I'll see you in the next one.